Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Seattle, Washington. Tonight, the Supersonics are at Key Arena, and they take on the Phoenix Suns. Fifth best right now in the West, on a roll. Winners of 45. They won 5 in a row. The big fella, Shaquille O'Neal, is rounding into shape and getting it done. He comes over to say, hey, the snap. You gotta love this guy. He's got a great personality.
Oh, he's got a great personality, and I told him, you don't play anywhere where it's cold. I mean, everywhere you've been, it's been warm. Orlando, L.A., Miami, now Phoenix, all warm weather city. His answer was, I'm a businessman.
and he's a winning businessman right now. This ball club's starting to pull things together. After nearly a month off, remember, down in Miami. He's now getting the hang of it again here with this Phoenix system.
Well, he's understanding what his role is going to be. Primarily, his role has been on every other team. Bring the ball to me, I will set the table, and we will knock people down in a half-court game. He has been a guy that's run before. He's a pretty good defensive center. He's never been one of the great shot blockers in the league, but he does a good enough job to impose his presence at both ends of the floor. Defensively, he's become a great passer. When you move with him, you get good things. Now the league is giving him one-on-one coverage, and there are a lot of people that aren't happy about the diesel back in that truck. One of them, Joe Presbilla.
And the Diesel was the giant among the Lilliputians last night. Watch this. He shakes off the villagers and then goes over to shake hands with the mayor. There he is, the owner of the Blazers, Paul Allen. Shaquille O'Neal, 36 years of age, 15 years in the man's league. He has scored more points than any active NBA player, and he has 4 rings. Now, you're Johan Petro taking on Shaquille O'Neal. What's he feeling right now? What's the strategy?
Well, when you're a young player like this, you just got to go out and do the best you can. You got to emphasize the things that you do well. Physically, you cannot battle shot. So, Johan's a good runner. He's quick. Uses quickness and his foot speed to his advantage, and get the big guy in foul trouble when you can, and then go sit down, take a blow.
Steve Nash, 2-time MVP, having a career year this year. He is number 1 in assists, over 11 a game, and he is close to setting a career mark.
No, he's playing probably his best basketball, and he's not being mentioned as an MVP, so that tells you that he's not this year's flavor, but he is still the guy that ignites things for the Suns. They need a big pass made or a big shot, and then it goes to Steve Nash, and he sets the table. All they've done now with the addition of Shaq is make themselves a more complete team.
Good crowd, big atmosphere here tonight at Key Arena. The Sonics taking on the Phoenix Suns. We've got the lineup for you in a moment here on FSN. Sonics basketball on FSN, brought to you tonight by KeyBank, proud sponsor of the Sonics and Key Arena. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Lexus, the new LS, unprecedented. Visit allnewls.com. Welcome everybody to Key Arena. This broadcast seen on FSN is in the crystal clarity and high definition. It makes you, it's giving me a 60s vibe right now. Like we could be in the hate or something. Mike D'Antoni was playing in Italy at that time. He missed all of that. Here he is. One of the truly fine gentlemen in all of professional basketball. Oh, he's smiling. They've won 5 in a row. And his lineup tonight, Steve Nash, Raja Bell, Shaquille O'Neal, Grant Hill, and Amari Stoudemire. Tonight in our conversation with PJ Carlissimo, we ask him to break down the Suns with Shaquille O'Neal in the middle now.
This is really tough because not that he always didn't have a good supporting cast, but it's a little more similar to what he had when he was in Miami, because they got the great three-point shooters around him, and they really haven't had that in Phoenix. And if you get out and double Shaq, he's a willing passer. He's going to throw the ball out there, and they have so many good three-point shooters on his team that hopefully Johan to start, Nick Collison, and probably a host of guys before we're done. We're going to try and play him straight up as much as we can and make him score some points. Obviously, we can't let him go for big numbers, but you're a little more concerned doubling them now than even when he was in Los Angeles, because there's so many good three-point shooters on the floor.
And PJ starting lineup tonight, Earl Watson and Kevin Durant, who leads the Sonics in scoring at 19.6. Johan Petro, Jeff Green, and Chris Wilcox across the front line tonight against the formidable opponents from Arizona, the Phoenix Suns. We'll be back to get things rolling in a moment from the Key right here on FSN. to take on the Phoenix Suns. Welcome in, everybody, along with Steve Snapper Jones, Jen Mueller, Brian Davis, Kevin Calabro on hand, and Shaquille O'Neal. What has he meant to this Suns basketball team? They are 8-6 in the 14 games in which he has been a part of the Phoenix equation this season, averaging 13.4, 8.6 rebounds, total numbers combined. If for no other reason, he has had great impact on their rebounding, which has allowed them to score more points and actually run more and be more efficient in the open court snap. Without him, they were a differential of negative 5.6, meaning 6 fewer rebounds to the opponents. Now their plus side, nearly 3.5 per ball game.
But, you know, Shaq gives them something that they haven't had. They've always been a nice, fast, quick team that was kind of a novelty to the NBA because they scored in bunches and scored quickly. But when they had to play other teams with big people, that's when they faltered.
See Shaq pinned down on Durant to free Bell. They're swinging outside, and there's Stoudemire with a very, very capable mid-range game. He knocks it down. Suns on top 2-0.
If you were looking for an improvement in Amari, it would be that shot right there. He's now very confident about taking it and making it.
Wilcox will attempt a shot over Shaq. Shaq with a rebound, and Nash on the run. Dribble handoff to Grant Hill.
You know, Shaq is not the only guy that's having a resurrection of his career. Grant Hill right in there now, and this is the kind of team that Hill plays well with. He's a very smart basketball player. Even though he missed that one, that's the kind of play he's going to benefit from.
Watson will pull up and miss, and the rebound to Grant Hill, who had an appendectomy, and he was sidelined for most of the month of January. Here's Nash. Runs into the lane and finger rolls one up and in, and the Suns are on top 4-0.
Well, first rule of defense, stop the ball. Nash sees the lane open up, nobody comes to him, so he gets the layup.
Sonics in the half-court offense. Durant off the screen from Petro. Had it jabbed away by Bell, recovered by Nash. Glancing left and right, he'll pull up straight away and pushes a 17-footer too strong off the back rim.
Now, that was a 3 on whatever. The Sonics had more people back. Shaq and Amari Stoudemire played like big men. Nah, we're not going.
Sonics run the same play. Durant this time makes the catch off the screen, and then Green gives it away as Hill leans back on Wilcox to steal the entry, and Amari comes the other way trying to finish strong, is fouled in the act, and it will send Amari Stoudemire to the line and the foul to Green.
What the Sonics don't want to do is get themselves in that giving mood where they're turning the ball over to a track team that likes to get up and down, and they're going to be looking for quick scores. So you got to make them have to guard, and that means moving the ball, moving the personnel, and getting a better opportunity than just putting it out there and then turning it over.
Amari stepped up last year, playing all 82 games, playing over 2,600 minutes, averaging 20 points, nearly 10 rebounds. Remember, a year after he missed all but just 3 games because of knee surgery, not 1 but 2 on both knees. And he is back and healthy and having an outstanding year despite that missed free throw, which is an air ball. He is 6th in the league in scoring at nearly 26 a game. Kid that came right out of high school down there at Cypress Creek High School in Lake Wales, Florida. 9th pick in the 0-2 draft. And he hits the second free throw. Watson gets a screen from Wilcox. Gets a solid hit on Nash. Allowing Watson an open look, and he nailed it. Nash on the push. O'Neal with a high screen. Dribble handoff to Stoudemire. Wades in deep into the clutter. Rolls it in as he powers one up on the run. And is fouled.
So the benefit for Amari Stoudemire now is that he is quicker, stronger, and faster than most power forwards that he will play against, and he's got the ability to shoot over and under and around. Sonics got to have more of this. They like that pick and roll because the Shaq isn't going to come out. I don't care what they say, and he shouldn't come out, get himself in foul trouble. So take the shot.
8-2 count. 2 minutes gone by. Cross-court pass, nearly intercepted. Petro flings to Green. 3 in the air, glances off the rim, but it rolls right to Green. He'll go back to the rim. He'll challenge Shaq, flipping it up with the left hand. Missed it. Rebound Amari Stoudemire. That pass sails over the hands of Hill out of bounds. Phoenix on his turnover.
Now, Jeff had like a 15-foot shot. That's the one he should have taken when he recovered that rebound, and he decided he'd get closer. Well, once you start closing in, you got to make it a tough shot because Shaq's not getting out of the lane.
Wilcox fires over Shaquille O'Neal, and that just echoes or exemplifies Snap's point. Here's O'Neal. Look at it. Inside ceiling Wilcox. The lob inside spins and jams. 10-4 count. Watson the other way. Drives in, drew the double, gives back to Wilcox, and he is fouled by Nash. And it sends Chris Wilcox to the line for 2.
You can score against Phoenix. You have to work at it, but you can score. You can't let this happen. Shaquille overpowering Chris Wilcox down on the low post, and that's an easy dump.
They want to, in that initial run offensively, is get him down there and seal the man, and Nash is so good he could make that pass from half court.
Well, remember when Shaq was at his dominating best with the Lakers, he would run right down the middle of the floor. That's his freeway, and then he would go all the way underneath the basket. Then he'd turn around, he'd be right at the rim. They'd throw him the ball, he'd stuff it. While he's getting back to that time to play, Wilcox 1 of 2.
And he is 7-1 and 325. They say his percentage of body fat was quite low for a man his age when he came to the Phoenix camp. But remember, with the tweaked knee and the fact that Miami was going nowhere, he was essentially not playing basketball for a month. And they say now he is really starting to get his basketball conditioning. As you see him get back defensively now to pick up Petro. 16 to shoot for the Sonics. We trail 10-5. Rajah Bell, tough lockup defender. They double Durant. 9 to shoot. Wilcox out on the wing. Jabs, drives. Did he walk? Nope. He was fouled out on the floor. A two-hand shove by Shaq.
Now that's where Shaq has been getting fouls, and that was the big friction between he and Pat Riley. He does not like to come out on the floor. When he comes out, he has a tendency to hit. He has a tendency to put his hands on people and pick up cheap fouls. So when Wilcox sees him come out, if he will, then you got to go right at it.
First foul on Shaq. Durant trying to get to the ball. Circles out wide. Drives into the lane. There's a whistle off the ball. Defensive 3 seconds whistled against the Suns, so the Sonics will get a free throw in possession.
I told you didn't like to come out.
Shaq not going to budge. He says, all right, pour it on, baby, but I ain't moving.
The best thing is that D'Antoni is not as maniacal about it as Pat Riley was. Because, I mean, the whole defensive setup is dependent on him coming out and, you know, picking up his man.
Rolled the runner over Shaq. Stoudemire the rebound. Nash at midcourt makes the catch. Snaps off a pass to Bell. Wide open for 3. Seattle will come back on the push. Here's Green. Bell soars in there for the rebound. Nash surveys the scene, gunning ahead to Stoudemire. Turned outside, Nash comes to the ball, drifts to the corner. Picked up on a jump switch by Petro. Watson denies Stoudemire, nice play. But the save from Nash in the corner to Stoudemire, and O'Neal's at the cup for the lane. Boy, Nash just stayed with that play, didn't he, Snap?
Well, that's what makes the Suns so difficult when they're playing well. The ball moves, and it usually starts in the hands of Nash.
Watson did a heck of a defensive job on the switch to get in front of the big man indeed.
You give him a fake. Now they got one more chance to get the ball. He gets it back and makes a good save, and Amari makes a better play for Shaq.
Wow. Those hustle plays mean so much in close games. 7:52 to go in the first. Suns up by 10. Again, Durant comes off that screen down on the low block right side for Petro, and again Bell comes over the top of the pin. Durant to Petro, took steps.
Now Phoenix is being very aggressive defensively, so as an offensive player you got to be more aggressive as well. PJ wants to talk to his team. They got to figure out a way to get themselves under control so that this rush by the Suns doesn't throw them off.
7:42 left in the first, and the timeout with the Suns leading by 10. We'll come right back in high definition right here on FSN. Suns up 10 with 7:42 to go here in the first quarter of play. The Suns have 6 assists on 6 field goals made. Chris Wilcox has scored a bucket and a free throw. And Kevin Durant thus far really laboring out there. He has yet to attempt a shot in 4 minutes. Shaq on the block. Turnaround sweeping hook over Petro off the mark. Wilcox the rebound. Durant slips a screen, fades inside on O'Neal. Rolls off. Hill centering pass to Nash.
The Suns' theory is the quicker we get to the other end of the floor, the easier it is for us to score. So they will get 4 guys down there in a hurry. Shaq will show up when he shows up.
Nash off the dribble. A lightning pass to Stoudemire. Nails another mid-range Jimmy. He's 3 for 3, and he has 8 points.
Now, the problem is at this end of the floor, they have got to be able to find a way to score the ball on a consistent basis. Grant Hill steps in, makes a steal.
Boy, didn't he ever. Quick reactions. He knew where that was going. And now Nash will set it up in the half court. Shaq mid-block. Gets it entered from Grant Hill. To look over the right shoulder where Stoudemire is going to the rim. So is Hill. They collide. Shaq throws across court. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be Sonic basketball.
Well, he was thinking Grant Hill the entire time he got it. When he went by baseline, he thought, well, I missed him. Let me look if I can find him on the other side. Grant Hill's the only son that hasn't scored.
Durant off the curl is fouled as Raja Bell reached in. So Kevin will get a chance to score here at the free throw line. Let's go down for the first time tonight now to Brian Davis.
Kevin, at the last time out, P.J. Carlissimo's advice to the guys was short and sweet on the defensive end. You got to contest shots better than you have. And then to a point that Snapper was making, he looks at Wilcox and says, look, if you can get the big guy to drift out just a little bit, go blow right by him. Take it to the basket. You've got a chance to score.
See, it is all about scoring. And if you
After
don't,
all, huh?
yeah, and if you don't score, then you're down 17-6.
Durant hits a free throw. Durant has only attempted 1 shot in 6 minutes. We mentioned Raja Bell defending him. Bell will get the tough defensive assignments night in and night out. And of course, his battles mano a mano against Kobe Bryant are of legend. Here's Nash to set it up to Stoudemire. Gives it back to Nash in a give and go. Simple basketball play. Nash with an easy one. Here's Watson, the 1-2 into the lane. He comes back and attacks the rim. Well done.
Now, they did a lot of this in Phoenix, but they didn't give up these kinds of scores. They've been giving up the back door, the front door, the side door. They got to be able to get in front of Steve Nash and slow that express down. Shaq is out. Raja Bell is out.
Watson feeds it on the post. Wilcox, nice move. Drew Stoudemire onto his back and a hard foul. Chris to shoot 2.
And that's what he was hoping he would get against Shaq. But the quickness that Wilcox has and the ability to get in the air pose a problem for every interior defender. So if you give him that isolation and he uses good judgment, he's going to get a chance to get a shot away or he's going to get fouled.
Collison will step in and Petro will depart. Green is out and Wilkins is in for the Supersonics. Well, here's an update. Valparaiso and Washington tied at 48-48. That one in the second in the College Basketball Invitational. Catch a re-air of this College Basketball Invitational first-round matchup tonight at 11 here on FSN. Keep you updated through the course of tonight's action.
It's not good. I want to stay up and see the re-air. Don't tell me the score.
Oh, okay. Well, then you'll just turn your mic off during that segment of our big broadcast. Wilcox free throw rolls in. Wilcox 2 of 4 at 4 points. Supersonics shooting 3 of 10. Suns open up 9 of 13. At some point tonight, we, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, will get Snapper Jones on the record for his big dance predictions. Nash whistles a pass. Oh, you okay?
You know, I only pick one team anyway, so I'm taking Tennessee, the upset.
Oh, okay. Once the Bulldogs get by Southern Alabama, they will endeavor to meet Tennessee. Should they get by American University? Durant lays it up and in. So Kevin Durant finally gets free. Boy, he has worked hard to get any kind of airspace.
You know, 99% of the country is going in the direction of North Carolina, and well, they should, but Carolina has had their problems winning it all the last few years.
It did. Tough time winning the tournament this year. Nash, the pass to Boris Diaw. He slipped the screen but could not make the catch. Out of bounds it goes, and the Sonics will take possession.
Now with Diaw out on the floor, who has got all of that versatility and talent, he's a reluctant scorer, so that gives the defense a break.
Pick and roll. Wilcox the extra pass in deep. There's Collison at the rim with a turnaround jump hook. The Sonics now starting to find a little rhythm on the offensive end. They trail by 7. They put Durant on Nash, trying to contain him. Comes off the screen from Stoudemire, and again, they botched the pick and roll as Nash's pass was too low, and Amari kicked it out. Here comes Watson in a hurry.
Well, there's one thing about Nash. He'll keep throwing them.
That's right.
You know, so, I mean, he can have 7 or 8 turnovers, and D'Antoni won't say anything where other coaches would react negatively. What Nash does best is pass the ball. He makes some decisions that are questionable, but he also makes some great decisions.
7 to shoot for Wilcox. Tough rebound in the clutter. Collison the dump back. No. Collison and Wilcox stay after it. Nick dives, spinning away as Boris Diaw, and finds Nash. With the left hand off the dribble to Barbosa for 3. Collison down there for the rebound. And the Sonics will run right back at the Suns. Durant has Barbosa on him, and he wants the ball, but Wilkins had an opening and nails a mid-range Jimmy.
So it's a 7-0 run, and as I said, the Suns will let you back in games. You got to keep playing, you got to play through, and you got to fight to find your offensive rhythm. Grant Hill from the corner.
Splash. Second 3, up and in on the night for the Phoenix Suns, who come in an excellent shooting team at nearly 39% out there from 3. Ball batted to Nash. Lead pass breaking out is the Brazilian Blur, as they call him down in the desert. The Brazilian Leandro Barbosa. And Nash, by the way, with his 6th assist. 10-point Suns lead.
That might have been the easiest one of the night because Barbosa was way ahead of the field. Nash just looks up and lays it out.
Durant eludes Grant Hill. Double clutches to the rim and laid it in. Hill goes down, and he took a hard spill down there. Phoenix comes the other way, playing 4-on-5. Amari juggles it right into the hands of Wilkins. Bounces ahead to Durant. Grant Hill never moved. And the charge is called on Durant as Hill takes the brunt of that blow. Timeout on the court as the Suns take the ball back, holding an 8-point lead.
Kevin Durant is working harder, and he's doing a better job of finishing these plays. Earlier in the season, he was getting knocked off balance. Now he's finding a way to get to the rim and finish. So it's off to a good start. He put the pressure on the official. I thought he actually was going to get the call the last time down.
Phoenix by 8. Sonics on a 9-4 run. 2:43 to go here in the first quarter of play. And snap Kevin Durant, while initially having trouble with Raja Bell, now has Grant Hill, and he's a step or 2 quicker than Grant.
Well, I mean, I think he just has to figure out every defender that comes at him, and they will guard him differently. And, you know, with Raja Bell, he tries to guard you glove tight. Grant Hill is more of a guy that will play you straight up and try to dig into the passing lane. So they're different kind of defenders, and Durant is picking his way. Those are his season totals, but he is beginning to play up to his standard. The last month or so, his shooting percentage has been over 50%. His shot selection has been a lot better. Nick Collison starting to get back into that rhythm where he was leading the team in double-doubles.
Collison averaging 9 points and nearly just a hair under 9 rebounds a game for the year. Barbosa, along with Boris Diaw, out on the court. Raja Bell is back in. The Suns now with 17 to shoot have Shaq on the bench, as well as Amari Stoudemire.
Now with this unit right here, this is a chance for the Sonics to get back in the game. Bell, Strawberry, that group not nearly as explosive. They put a lot of pressure on Barbosa to score the ball.
Tip attempt off the mark from Skinner, and the Sonics now will set up with 16 to shoot. 2:12 to play. Strawberry is on Durant. Step back missing. Diaw with a rebound. Barbosa drifts into front court with 20 to shoot. Brian Skinner fakes and drives, powers to the cup and laid it up and in. Skinner, the longtime vet out of Baylor.
You know, Skinner played a very good game down in Phoenix against them and was showing some offensive punch that he hadn't shown in most stops that he's been. He's been a guy that's been bounced around throughout his career, but he's had some moments. Durant all the way to the rim.
Nice take. Got ripped at the rim and will shoot 2. Strawberry reached in to get him. So Raja Bell starts on Kevin Durant. Grant Hill then switches, and now it was Strawberry in that position. That possession for the Sonics. And Durant now steps to the line. KD shooting 41% from the field, which is a high for the year. And it's really showed very good judgment in his shot selection in the last month or so.
You know, he's shooting about 87% from the line, and that tells you that he's got a stroke where he will shoot better from the field, and that's all about shot selection.
Barbosa comes churning out of backcourt. Suns playing a small unit out there. Strawberry is 6'5". Giving to Barbosa at the point. Diao up top, 8 to shoot. In the corner, Bell likes the 3 from there. Petro forced him to put it on the deck. Skinner tied up by Durant, reaching in. He tumbles to the floor. Shot clock violation. And the Sonics lock up the Suns and come back down the floor with the ball.
Well, Durant has also improved defensively, and he got his hand in there and made it difficult for Skinner to get rid of the ball, so they get a violation. But there are two teams that try to play a combination. They predominantly like to play small until Shaq showed up here in Phoenix, and then the Golden State Warriors, who have all of those guys that can make shots from the perimeter, three-point line and in, and they make it difficult for big guys to play against them.
The Frenchman Diao the other way to Barbosa for 3. Barbosa knocks down the third three-pointer of the night for the Suns, who lead at 31-19. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter.
But the challenge in playing to both of those teams is to find your offensive rhythm and to be able to take the shots where you are going to be effective.
Wilkins missing from long range. Green intercepts and Barbosa comes the other way with Collison. Wilkins trailing. Green goes right to the cup. Lays it in with the left hand. Now the Suns come right back, and DJ Strawberry, second-round pick out of Maryland, rookie this year, cross-court to Barbosa, 16 to shoot. Out on top to Bell. He likes to shoot the 3 from right there. The Raja was 6, and the Suns 4 of 6 from 3. Watson the other way, and a foul called in the collision with Strawberry. This will go against Strawberry.
So do you remember Raja Bell when he was a Philadelphia 76er?
Well, remember there was a big to-do about him when he was a rookie that year, because he came on in the playoffs. He had a...
Yes, and then he kind of disappeared, went to the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
Jerry Sloan liked him, but he said, you know what? I like the desert a little bit more.
Yeah, well.
And signed with them, and he has been a big part of what D'Antoni has done. Not only defensively, but he has shown that he can be an offensive force at different times in the game. So he's improved his game to where he's a threat.
And I would think a certain amount of the credit has to go to Steve Nash. I mean, there are a number of players when they've come out of other systems into this system and played with Nash, they just excel. I mean, you can see their game flourish. Boris Diaw, I think, is another example of that. Coming over from Atlanta, now playing here in Phoenix, where his versatility is more on display. Barbosa, 6 to shoot. Raja, tough little banker. Sonics the rebound. Watson nearly banked it in. That ends the first quarter in Seattle. The Suns lead the Sonics 34-23. Suns led by Amari Stoudemire with 8. Shaq played 6 minutes. You'll see more of him when we're just around the bend with more action in a moment here on FSN. Well, here is Sasquatch. He is taking it just a little further each game. And what's he doing now? He's on a ladder that's probably, what, close to 18 or 20 feet high.
Well, you do a lot of work around now, so you got to know what the size of this ladder is.
Oh,
it's a 20-footer.
You don't want to know the statistics on ladder accidents in these United States. I mean, somebody didn't tell Shaq or Squatch or somebody the number on that. Look at it. That's amazing. That's amazing. The backflip dunk and in the land, and he sticks the little split. Wow. That's pretty good.
Think anybody will bring that to the slam dunk next year?
Green has the 6'5" Strawberry in the chamber, down low, sends the little turnaround jump hook up and in. Well, the Sonics picked up on that immediately to open up the second quarter.
Well, let's see if the Sonics can dig in and against this unit make it more difficult for them to score points.
Bell off the screen, knocks it down. Raja 3 of 5. He has 8. Sonics now with Ridnour in the lineup. Wilkins, Wilcox, Green, and Collison. 19 to shoot, just underway here in the second. Collison looking in deep for Wilcox, and Skinner throws him aside for the foul. First team foul on the Suns here in the quarter. Take a look at our Dodge hustle board tonight. Suns with 12 assists. Nash had 6 of them. 12 assists on 15 field goals made. Points in the paint, 16-12 advantage for the Suns.
So points off turnovers. I mean, the Suns have only gotten 1 and the Sonics have gotten 10. This is a reversal.
10 off of 8 Suns turnovers. Wilcox high on the right. Off to Green. Facing up on Strawberry. 2 to shoot, Jeff. That should never happen, particularly down on your end of the court. You need help not only from the players, but the bench as well to count that down.
Now, everybody usually has some sort of call when you get around 5 seconds and you hear the bench barking it out, and they all went mutes.
11-point lead for the Suns. Diaw out high, left to the key. Bell doubled up on the handoff. 12 to shoot. Gives back to Diaw, and he hits a jump shot. 64% shooting for the Suns.
Well, that's the shot they want Diaw to take more of. Nice lob inside the Wilcox. He got fouled, but we can call it.
Bell comes the other way. 2 Sonics trailing. Diaw, the kick out right side. Strawberry's shot rattles off. Nash bounces ahead of Wilkins. Bell won't let him get to the baseline. Wilcox comes to bail him out.
One of the benefits of having Shaq, and they're going to call an offensive foul against Damian Wilkins, they get to rest Nash a little bit longer, Amari Stoudemire a little bit longer, certainly Shaq a little bit longer, because they jump on their opponents, get that early lead, and they sit down.
Shaq has just played the 6 minutes thus far in the ballgame. Nash played 9. Barbosa bounces over to Diaw. Sells a pump fake on Wilcox, drives right by him. Collison, though, stands him up, defends and rebounds, and swings it out ahead to Luke. Wilkins is going to try that block again on Bell. Nice turnaround hopper. Skinner leaps out of his skin, blocked it, but Collison comes up with a loose ball and laid it in easily.
Now, this is a jump shooting team that they have out on the floor, so you want to have pressure on the ball and the shooter.
Barbosa slips. And a timeout called by the Phoenix Suns before Barbosa is tied up by Ridnour and Collison. So the Suns want to talk about it with 9:41 to go in the second. Our score, the Suns 38 and the Sonics 27 here on FSN.
Welcome back to Key Arena, Ward. The Phoenix Suns lead the Sonics 38-27 in the second quarter. We're just seeing some of the Sonics dance team dancing. We all like a good chance there. Sheena is one of our dance team members. And Sheena, there's a way that fans can get involved with what the dance team is doing right now. Tell me what's going on.
Well, right now we're in the middle of the dance team bracket, which is a NBA dance style bracket where the East Coast versus the West Coast, and we are going head on head with Sacramento Kings on March 24th, and we need you to vote for us at Supersonics.com.
And last year, you guys made it all the way to the quarterfinal round. We're hoping that you can get a little bit further this time.
We are ready to go further this year, so March 24th, vote for us at Supersonics.com.
All right, thanks, Sheena. Don't forget to go to Supersonics.com, log on, and vote. Brian? I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. Kevin and Snap, back to you guys.
Well, that makes 2 of us. Here's Bell. The ball ripped away from behind. It is grabbed by Green. Sonics come the other way on the 9th Suns turnover. And Ridnour pulls up inside the three-point arc and nails the deep jump shot. Luke with his first bucket tonight. Snap, the Sonics they're getting turnovers. They're forcing them, and they're utilizing them to their advantage. 12 points off turns.
You know, I just don't think that they can be intimidated by that fast early start that the Suns threw on, particularly Amari, who had 6 early points. So you just got to continue to play.
Ball wrestled away from Shaq from behind by Petro. And Wilkins picks it up off the floor.
I mean, playing against Phoenix let Seattle do what they do best, which is run the floor. Nice block by Amari Stoudemire from the rear, but they were in transition.
Yeah. But now passing ahead to Collison, who was going to go right at Shaq. Nash will come back in now for the Suns, who lead at 38-29 with 8:50 to go in the second quarter. Now they've got Barbosa and Nash, Shaq, Stoudemire, and Raja Bell back in. Collison, Petro, and Green. 16 to shoot. And Petro tees up a deep one on the left side in front of his bench. Johan with his first attempt of the night. It's a beauty.
7-point lead for the Suns, so the Sonics are sneaking their way back into this one.
Phoenix shooting 57% for the game. Barbosa enters to Shaq, juggled it, drop step spin, brings it back to the middle, challenges Petro, who stands his ground. Collison with a rebound, clears it quick to the midcourt. Luke, the pull up, rimming, all Suns on it. Stoudemire with it. Nash will bring it back the other way. Nash's pass deflected by Luke, tipped by Collison to Luke, running away to the glass to lay it in. So Rednauer gets his hands on that pass from Nash, forcing the 10th Suns turnover. 14 points off turns.
Oh, I know you love saying that because usually it's all the Sonics that turns again. Oh, my.
Inside Shaq. He put it down off his knee and out of bounds. 11 Suns turnovers. 7 for the Sonics tonight.
D'Antoni's team played last night in Portland. I'm sure he's trying to keep these guys fresh and keep them going. But if you're Seattle, you've been off for a couple days, you've got to try to find the easy, cheap bucket.
Pick and pop. Petro and Rednauer operate, and Petro knocks it down just inside the free throw line. The Sonics have come from 13 back to pull within 3 on a 10-0 run. Bell bounces to Stoudemire, 14 to shoot. Back to Bell, sets his feet for 3. The Suns have been good out there. They've hit 5 of 7.
Bell has been on it tonight. He's got 5 here in the quarter.
17 to shoot for the Soups. Here's Petro on the low block. Works Stoudemire in deep. Nice extension on the hook, up and in. Oh, Petro's turned it on. He's 3 for 3.
Yeah, 6 straight points for Petro, and you see what happens when you make a few shots. You start getting that happy feeling. I don't care who you put in front of me. I'm scoring.
Now Shaq's in deep. Wilkins got a piece of the entry pass. Corralled by the Sonics. Luke on the push behind the back. Nice pass. Collison spins away, fades, needs help. Dumps it inside to Damian. 14 to shoot. Rednauer wants the ball. He'll get it back, and he sets the floor. Off the screen, in deep. The little shot put. Oh, that had high hopes. Off into the hands of O'Neal. Rednauer backpedaling, got a piece. Knocks it down.
You got numbers.
Luke tosses it up and is flattened, and that one nearly rolled in. Fouls on Shaq. Boy, I love the way Luke is playing.
Luke is playing aggressively and asserting himself. You know, when he plays tentative basketball, he doesn't play well. He doesn't play with any confidence. When he's playing like this, he can live through his mistakes. He'll come up with some big plays. Just stole the ball, came back, push it. And same thing for Petro. Petro has been aggressive. He got that first jump shot to go in, another one followed, and then the jump hook against Stoudemire.
And Luke up there eases in that first free throw. Rednauer shooting close to 86% from the free throw line this year. He's been nagged by injuries all year and held to 19 minutes a game. He's averaged 6 points and 4 assists. So Rednauer gives the Sonics a huge lift coming off the bench here in the second. 6:18 to go in the first half. Suns lead by 2. Nash here to the near side. Pick and roll, Stoudemire. Forced a double clutch as he went in deep. And Collison trying to stand his ground, fouled him.
Well, Amari gets a lot of these calls, and the reason for it is his ability not only to catch the ball, but to extend and hold the ball up high and eventually get some sort of contact. Minor as it may be, it gets him to the free throw line.
Time now for the steal of the game. The Super Sunday 3-pack features upcoming Sunday games against the Kings, Nuggets, and Dallas Mavericks. 3 big games for $30. A savings of $45. The offer limited to the first 50 callers. Call 206-283-DUNK. 206-283-DUNK now and ask for the Super Sunday 3-pack. Stoudemire with 9 points on the night. And the Sonics trail it by 3. Hill steps in front of a bad pass.
Not a good decision.
Hill the other way will lay it in. Petro just tried to jam it in there, didn't he, Snap?
Yeah, Petro saw something that nobody else saw.
Well, Grant Hill saw it. He got to it immediately. Collison on the trail. Knocks it down. The Sonics very aggressive on the offensive end. Guys are getting into their positions, as you mentioned, Snap, into their comfort zones and taking those shots. 6.6 boards for Nick. Nash off the screen, the open three. And the Suns have hit 6 of 8 from outside the arc. That gives them a 6-point lead. 47-41 count. Green on the screen, mid-range shot right there. Seattle now shooting a robust 48%. Suns are living on that perimeter shot. Nash to the baseline. Here's another one.
Bad thing is it's going in.
Sure it is going in.
It just keeps going in. Bell is leading the way. He's got 8 1/4.
7 for 9. Suns are a 39% team outside the arc. Wilkins trying to shake Raja Bell on the screen. Can't. Gives to Petro. Got a mid-range jumper up. Missed it. The rebound. Spins away from Shaq. Nice pass. Inside of Collison to lay it in. Well, Petro's action froze Shaq in his tracks.
Petro will be the next guest on Dancing with the Stars with like that.
22-18 Sonic advantage in the paint. Nash with that stop-and-go dribble missed. Rebound deflected. Collison tips it away from O'Neal, who goes down. Green gets a hand on the ball, tipping it to Collison. Seattle comes the other way with numbers. Green backs down on Bell, turns the hook up, and in it rolls. He had some touch on that one. Sonics pull back within 3. Green with 8 tonight. Suns shooting 59%, 7 of 9 from 3. Wilkins up on Bell this time.
Well, this is one night where the opposing coach is going to say turnovers really hurt him. Shaq turned down and over on a traveling violation.
15 turnovers. 20 Sonic points off of turnovers, and the Sonics lead at 50-47. This Johan Petro's having a heck of a game tonight. 6 points, 4 rebounds, and a terrific pass to Collison for a bucket. We'll be right back. Sonics basketball on FSN is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Hotel and Casino, where live world-class boxing is back this Saturday, April 12th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. By Money Tree, your cash solution, and by your Western Washington Toyota dealers moving you forward. Johan Petro, 22 years of age in his 3rd year in the NBA, really starting to, with more playing time, Snap, find his confidence.
Well, that's the real key for him. Not only playing time, but finding his offensive success area. You know, he's a nice medium-range jump shooter, and he's got amazing quickness for a guy his size. So he's got that little jump hook that he's worked on with Mark Bryant all season long. And with each game that he plays well in, the more confident he feels, then he's not so much deflated by a good performance by the opposing center.
Petro on our Quest Spirit of Service. Kevin Durant back in the lineup now. Off the screen from Petro. Running right-hander. No. Tipped away. Collison in a hustle play. Got it away from Bell. Reset of the shot clock. Ridnour wants it. Sonics down 3. Watson lobs in deep. Durant is double. Hook pass cross court. 14 to shoot for Luke. Plenty of time. On the Petro pick. Gets by Stoudemire. Drifts. Finds Petro at the rim to lay it up and in. Moving well without the ball. Snap. Diving right down the middle.
I would say that you've recovered from Denver.
Feel better. Team does too, apparently. Apparently, more importantly, they have recovered from Denver. Here's Nash for 3.
They are
three
making
ball.
3 balls today.
8 for 10 from 3 for the Phoenix Suns, who take a lead of 4. Petro, nice pass. Collison avoids Hill. He made the move, but he juggled it out of bounds. It'll be Suns ball. Boy, that bench has played well for the Soups tonight. Watch Collison get busy.
But you know one thing that is good about getting beat that badly? You have a lot of pride. You don't want to make this a regular habit, and it's a good play from Ridnour to Petro. Petro, big quarter here.
Phoenix Suns leading 53-49, 2:48 to go in the second quarter. They should leave this to the professionals. Arkia game reset. 3-point shooting. Suns 8 for 10. Raja Bell's at 4 of 4. Free throws, Sonics 9 of 13, Suns 3 of 15. Turnovers, Suns 15 for 22 Sonic points, and the Sonics 9 for 5 Suns points off turnovers. Nick Collison, Steve Jones, has been outstanding coming off the bench tonight.
Yeah, no, Collison looks like he did a couple of weeks ago, playing with a lot of confidence, moving, being aggressive, making things happen at both ends of the floor, and good production. 8.7 rebounds. Those were numbers he was getting on a regular basis before he incurred that injury, so he seems to be back in some sort of good health.
Took a hard fall, bruised his hip, and that slowed him down a little bit, but he is an absolute warrior and a heavily taped right elbow. Up the floor comes Steve Nash. 2:44 left in the half. Stoudemire's pass intercepted. Watson bouncing to Durant. The 1-2 to the cup and the two-hand sledgehammer. And the Sonics again rally within 2. Boy, defensively, the Sonics are off their feet quickly, playing the passing lane and now in a zone.
They're in the zone now, but I mean, Phoenix has been able to hold the lead by making this shot right here, and they make another one.
The
3-point field goal.
Man, oh man, snapped their 9 for 11. Nash is 3 of 3.
You know, part of their game is making the deep shot, and they're on it. And you just have to counter by making shots of your own. Collison with 2.
Collison slips that pick, sells the move on Stoudemire, scores it, and is fouled by Amari.
Well, one thing they've done better is react, and even though the Suns are making shots, that's the shot that you want to see them taking, because that's the one that's going to give you a rebound and a run back at them when they miss it.
The Sonics, meantime, have not fallen into that trap themselves. They are 0 for 1, and they continue to score in the paint. A 30-18 advantage, points in the paint for the Sonics. Collison's free throw, rebounded by Grant Hill. Suns by 3, 2:04 to go, second quarter. Diaw, the high screen, Nash off the pick, giving to Diaw, shovels outside of Barbosa. Watson up on him, Petro comes to double. Petro reacts to Diaw's parlay to the middle, and a foul. Actually, the ball thrown over here to Bell. It was out of bounds, standing out of bounds when he caught the ball.
Well, PJ's feeling a lot better about his team's position. You know, turnovers, huge for the Phoenix Suns, and it's one thing that's given the Sonics life.
Luke Rednauer's been outstanding in the second quarter, and you see him playing now with Watson to counter the punch of Nash and Barbosa. Nash in deep, tried to pitch it inside and hit the thigh of Petro. Kick save and a beauty by Petro. 16 to shoot for the Phoenix Suns, who lead it by 1.
17 turnovers for the Suns, 26 points for the Sonics. That's a big number that they haven't seen in their favor the entire season.
Bell inbounds to Nash. Nash off the screen from Diaw. Nash nearly had it stolen by Rednauer. Finds Diaw, in he comes. Cuts between defenders and laid it in.
You know, every now and then Diaw will take that shot. I mean, he's the only guy in the league that passes up layups. I mean, right there, and they usually kick it out. That time he laid it in.
Watson the other way. He is ripped to the ball. Grant Hill comes down with it. Nash in the open court. Barbosa sets up for 3. And the Phoenix Suns have hit 10 out of 12 from beyond the arc. I love the way the Sonics react to it, though. That could really demoralize you, but they've always come back with an answer.
Well, they've come back with a score, though. You got to keep scoring against Phoenix. It's the one thing that most teams don't understand. Everybody talks about you're going to out-defend them, you're going to do this, but this is a team that scores points, and you got to score with them. Durant on the move.
Nice move inside, powered it up. Could have made a case for a foul. Diaw. Hill. Barbosa fakes the 3. And the foul as Rednauer reached in.
Head check. Penalty next one.
You know, the shot that's been keeping them in the ball game this first half has been the 3-point field goal. Barbosa with the second. Bell has got 4. Nash has 3. Grant Hill has 1. Next thing you know, Shaq will have 1.
Diaw drives and kicks. Raja. He hit another one. Yep, the Phoenix Suns are 11 of 13 out there.
You know, you can't be discouraged. 11 seconds to go in the half. They've played an excellent first half. Phoenix has done what they do best. You got to continue to attack and do what you do best. Rednauer tried to force that one in.
Hill to Nash at the buzzer. No. That's the only 3 or one of the 3 threes that didn't go in tonight. The Suns 11 of 13 from three-point land in the first half. And it's Phoenix 64, the Sonics 55. Steve Snapper Jones comes back with Brian Davis in a moment from Key Arena on FSN.
Luke Ridnour coming off the bench to provide the Sonics with some defensive energy and to help make this a contest as we swing into Jack in the Box Sonics the half from the FSN HD Lounge at Key Arena. Phoenix shooting the 3-ball at an absolutely ridiculous clip, but the Sonics defensively have been able to make it a contest because of that energy. Ridnour leading the charge. Welcome back, Brian Davis, along with Snapper Jones at Key Arena. And if you're PJ Carlesimo, Snap, you've got to be down on the home bench saying, look, you keep the defense going the way you have. They are not going to keep shooting the 3 the way they have. This thing is going to even out and turn in our favor.
Well, that's the hope, and generally what you want to do is make an opponent shoot that long shot, rebound the ball, and run it back. The only thing is it's going in right now, but the team has gotten an attitude and some energy in that second quarter and become very competitive because they're forcing the Suns into making mistakes, and then they're making a quick push the other way and getting the open opportunities. At the start of the game, I said one of the keys would be play at the rim, get to the bucket, challenge them, and that's what the Sonics have done. You know, and when a team is making shots like Phoenix is making shots, you have to be able to answer. And defensively, they've gotten into the passing lane. They've been able to attack the rim. And as a result, we have a close ball game. This is a much, much better effort by the Sonics tonight.
And you saw the basket by Kevin Durant, who took a little while to get on track, but he has found his stride. He's shot 50% or better 7 of the last 8 games. Mariners news next as we continue Sonics at the half.
Jamming in here. There you go, enjoy. Backhanded by Lopez. My, oh my, what a play! Get out of here!
FSN is taking you out to the ball game. Every ball game. Starting opening day, Mariners baseball is exclusively on FSN and FSN HD. Every game, all HD, only FSN.
Welcome back to the Sonics at the half, brought to you by Jack in the Box, 64-55. Phoenix Suns leading the Supersonics halfway through, along with Steve Snapper Jones, Kevin Calabro. Well played first half by the Sonics defensively. Snap up in the passing lanes. It's as reactive defensively as we have seen them in some time.
No, you know, it didn't look good as they opened the first quarter of play, and the Suns were blitzing them, running up and down the floor, but they got to the bench and they got in the ball game. They started forcing some mistakes from the Phoenix Suns, and they scored off of them. Carlson had a huge effort. Now let's go down to Jen Mueller.
Well, Snapper, I think you guys already touched on that momentum swing in the second quarter. Coach, how do you keep that one up for the rest of the game?
Well, we really needed some excitement, and Luke Ridnour came in and really got us going. He got our break going. We just have to keep the pace going. They played last night, and we have to shut down their three-point shooting. They're 11 for 13 right now, so we have to stop Raja Bell and their outside shooting.
How has Nick Collison kind of changed the dynamic of that game, too, when he comes in?
Well, Nick comes in, he gives us some offense inside. He made some shots. Johan Petro made some nice passes to him, and he delivered for us. So we just got a nice mix going when Nick and Johan, and we played our 2 point guards there for a while. We played Earl and Luke, and I think that helped our speed game.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. And Kevin and Snapper, Coach just mentioned the bench play, and Luke had 3 steals in the first half. You got to think that we'd like to see that number doubled in the second half, huh?
Well, just keep that pressure on, Snap, and Paul touched on it. That combination of Watson and Ridnour did a nice job to offset the combination of Nash and Barbosa. They are as quick out on the court as those two.
Well, I think this answers your question to PJ and to a lot of the people about the 168 points that got thrown on them in Denver. This team hasn't quit on itself yet. They're showing some competitive fire. One of the guys that's leading the way, Nick Collison. So Collison, he was embarrassed in Denver, but he is playing like he had played 2 weeks prior to that when we started that road trip. Before he got the injury, he's been active, he's been attacking, making things happen, and when you get that kind of play, it's kind of infectious as well. You're playing against a very good offensive team, and you need reactions, you need attitude, and this is a game in which Luke Ridnour has played with an attitude. You know, he's come in, he's attacking, he's finding open people, he's taking open shots. And this is the way you want to see Luke Ridnour play. Don't be bashful. Let it go every now and then.
Jack in the box at the half. Collison 10.7 rebounds. Ridnour 8 points, 3 steals, 3 of 5 shooting, and Collison 5 for 8. Now, the Suns got off to the quick lead, as many as 13, with their starting unit on the floor. Let's see what the Sonics respond with now as they put their starting team back in to start this third period of play. Now, the lone exception would be Collison staying on as a starter with Petro and Green up front, and Durant and Watson, rather than Wilcox starting this third quarter for the Sonics. The Sonics start trailing here by 9.
What you want to do is continue to get in the passing lane, make them make some mistakes, get those cheap runouts, and score points. I mean, you have to score points against them as Bell knocks Durant down. Don't call him.
Nick doesn't panic, though. 12 to shoot. Sets it up for Watson on a pick and pop, and off to Green. Goes into the air. The ball slips out of his hands, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Phoenix basketball. Well, he goes up, and that ball just left him. So the Suns will bring it down. Can they continue to shoot 84% from 3? That's the million-dollar question. Here's Hill.
Well, you know they're not going to shoot it that well, but it's part of what they do. What you want to do is stop these kinds of plays from happening along with the 3. So Amari, who has been their leading scorer in the last 10, 12 ball games, you don't want him to get into the paint and then play above the rim. Shaq is nickel and dime, and you hear him there. But he's only taken 4 shots, so offensively, Shaq hasn't hurt you.
Shaq, in fact, goes down on the inbounds. He pops up. Nash with it over the top of the Stoudemire screen. Watson, though, negotiates over the top of that screen. Together in Nash, off to Bell. Stoudemire 13 to shoot. Glances at the clock. Turns to the middle. Powers up the hook. Cock back rim, and in it goes. 6th in the league in scoring at nearly 26 a game. Stoudemire with 11 in this one. A minute gone by in the third. Green. Checked by Hill. Tried to feed off to Petro. That pass thrown without any kind of tempo on it, and Hill immediately deflects and then finishes. Nope. Green got down there in time to block the shot. Outstanding play by Green. He got it back. Durant for 3. Nailed it. And the Sonics, with just their second attempt of the night, hit their first 3 of the night. 66-58. Nash trapped on the end line. Centering pass to Hill. 13 to shoot.
Some teams you can play better than others. And that, again, is what Amari does. You give him that little lane, and he'll throw it down.
Collison camping on his right hand, but he went to his left. Here's Durant. Catches up with it. Did he step out of bounds? Ronnie Garrettson was there. He says, yep, you did.
The unfortunate thing is that he said, I got pushed. That's why I went out of bounds. But Green had telegraphed this pass, and he only knew one thing. I better hustle out of it because I know PJ will be saying, what are you doing?
I won't be playing anymore if I don't. 10-point lead. Well, that's good. That's accountability to your team. Here's Hill with it at the point. Off to Bell in the corner. Check by Durant.
Now, Bell doesn't usually just go off on his own right there. He likes to get the ball, catch it, and then take a look at it. So if you're smothering him, you got a chance as they steal a ball from Nash.
And now Watson with his head up. Studies the scene, drops it to Collison, trailing. That one wide left. Hill runs down the rebound, flattens Watson. They call a block on Earl. Holy cow. Take a look.
Well, Watson was hoping after this missed shot that he was going to get the call to go his way. So he stands in there, and it looked like he was there,
yeah,
but the official said nude. Might have been moving just a hair to try to avoid getting poleaxed.
Bill Spooner makes the call. He's going to allow Watson to have his say, and play continues. Here's Stoudemire with it. 19 to shoot. Amari beat him left last time. Will he go right? No, he'll circle, try to come back left. Ball ripped though by Petro. It's loose. Watson sidesteps Stoudemire, who dives for the ball. Watson pump fakes Nash out of position and then hits a tasty little pull-up hopper. Sonics within 8. 3 minutes gone in the third quarter. Nash circling down to the baseline. Nash outside the three-point arc. Collison forces him to drive. And then trailing, blocks the shot. Petro the rebound. Lead pass to Watson. Durant out on the left side. Leaves it for Petro. Nice feed to Green at the cup to lay it in.
So we constantly talk about what is the strength of the Sonics. If they can force a turnover and get into the open court, they get good results.
They have forced 19 for 28 points tonight, and Watson kicks a Nash pass out of bounds. 10 to shoot.
But they've been able to force some turnovers. Tough shot from Nash, and then they get the early push. Petro gets a return pass and stays under control so he doesn't get a charge against Grant Hill.
2 to shoot. Hill's going to get off the three. Under duress. He missed it. Oh, just narrowly. Collison with a rebound. He'll dribble it up and set it in play for Earl Watson. Green works out the Petro screen as an open look and nails it. And that Jeff Green with 12.
Well, that's the kind of decision making you want to see from Jeff Green at the offensive end. You got to screen, you got to space, you got to have enough confidence to take that shot and make it. You're going to get a foul against Petro.
It's a good foul. He held Shaq. And that sends the big man to the line.
But, you know, we've been looking at Jeff Green all year long, and you say, do you know where your shot is? See how much space he had right there? That's what you got to look for when you're going to become a good, consistent offensive threat. The defense gave him that shot. You got to take it. You got to make it.
Green definitely using the crossover to set up Hill on the Petro pick. Petro's played very well tonight. He's had an excellent floor game. This was a good foul on O'Neal. Because he was at the cup and he was
most fouls on Shaq other than when he's dunking are good fouls because you know he's about a 50%er for a career from the free throw line.
Missed the first. Here's the second. With that, the Suns lead by 5. 7:47 to go in the third. Green up top.
Trying to go to Durant in the post.
Bell's awfully tough in the post. He'll push him outside. They kick it cross court. Watson 7 to shoot. Pins Nash on the pick. Petro rolls up top with a sledgehammer. Oh, sacre bleu. The Sonics are within 3. And Petro playing terrifically. Shaq with it on the block. Comes across the middle. His hook won't go. Grabs the miss. Nearly stumbled out of bounds. He was out of bounds. Sonic ball. Soup's within 3.
Yeah, they got the air in Petro's chest tonight, and he's playing with some authority. Throw that one down. So you asked at the start of the game, what's Petro going to do against Shaq? Attack!
That's right. Attack the Shaq. Run him. Petro slips the screen. Open 8-footer. Popped it in. Watson fed him beautifully. Petro 6 of 7, a dozen. 5 rebounds for the third-year pro from Paris. Grew up in Guadeloupe and in the St. Martin Islands.
Well, if Petro keeps playing like this, we won't see the Sonics take another center in the draft.
25th pick in the draft 3 years ago. A good pickup. Stoudemire misses. Ball jabbed away and out of bounds. Stoudemire couldn't find the handle. So here come the Sonics now, Snap, with a chance to take the first lead of the game. 6:35 left in the third quarter.
The one thing that Petro's been doing, he's been active. He has recognized when he's had his chances to score. He's made the most of them, and that has brought them within this. The best time to be ahead is at the end of the game.
Thank you.
That's all you want. You don't care if you trail the whole time, but if you get that one that gets you ahead, you get the win.
Shaq is out. Stoudemire goes to the 5. Durant to Petro, 3 to shoot. 1 dribble. Had to pump it up. Missed it. Rebound Diao. Here come the Phoenix Suns. Nash pitches to Barbosa. He's got a 3 up and sails over the rim. Petro seals off Stoudemire. Tips it to Watson. Across midcourt. He freewheels in deep. A hopper is up and off. Keeps it alive. Slapping at it. It's volleyed and Barbosa peels out across midcourt. Nash at the center of the floor, gets out wide to open up some space, and Bell fakes the 3. He'll drive. Find Nash for 3. Yep. Suns are 12 of 16 out there. Nash has hit 4 threes. Collison to Green, has a step on Barbosa, leans in, got him, and he was in the act. He'll shoot 2. Well, the Sonics are playing with the Suns. Phoenix leading by 4 with 5:26 to go in the third. A timeout on the court, and the Sonics defensively snap, continue to get it and run with it.
Well, the one thing they're doing tonight, which they did not do in Phoenix, is compete. I mean, people are reacting very well to the offensive presence and then making good passes at the other end of the floor, so everyone's involved trying to get rid of that Excedrin headache that they got in Denver.
Welcome back along with Steve Jones, Kevin Calabro on hand. Phoenix leading Seattle by 4, 5:26 to go in the third. And this game's all about Sonic defense tonight, forcing 20 turnovers for 30 points off turnovers.
Defense is part of the thing that is hard to measure because it takes a lot of effort, a lot of real good energy, and the Sonics have had it tonight. That Jeff Green block got them a 3 from Kevin Durant, and then they get a quick push the other way, and it's been Earl Watson, Lou Brittenauer, and everybody contributing. So maybe we have a bunch of Marine Corps leaders tonight. Petro leads the way.
Petro's a French Foreign Legion. Let's go down to the Sonic bench and Brian Davis.
Kevin, PJ Carlesimo is telling the guys, hey, look, love this defense, love the effort. You're getting back one thing. Try to match up better. I don't like the matchups we're getting right now on the defensive end of the floor.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what matchup they get this time with Danielle Marshall now on the floor, as Wilcox is yet to play here in the third. Collison started the third quarter for the Sonics, so the veteran Marshall is out there now. And you can bet the Suns are going to run right at him. 5:26 to go in the third, and the Suns lead 72-70 as Green cans a couple of free throws. He has 14 tonight.
6 1/4 for Jeff Green.
Sonics come out in the zone. And Nash on the wing. Skip pass intercepted by Green. Just couldn't quite hang on. And the Suns will get it back. Damian Wilkins will step in for the Sonics.
Well, at halftime, Steve Nash had 8 assists and 4 turnovers. He's had a couple more turnovers. He had a couple more assists. So, he's a guy that is going to have the freedom to make plays, good or bad.
Stoudemire may have taken steps in the lane. He hopped across there trying to get the ball up. It was pinned at his waist by a Sonic, but he laid it in. He is powerful. 15 for Amari. Think about Nash is he's 34 years of age. As you mentioned, they played last night. He's logged in a lot of minutes during the course of the season. Here's Durant stepping back, and he cans a beauty. Stepping back over Raja Bell.
Well, Kobe showed him something up here with that little step-back jumper, and I think he's trying to add it to his arsenal.
Diao backs down on Marshall. The Sonics switch back to a man. Amari forced up a shot. Good defense by Collison. Seals him off the glass. Sonics the other way. Boy, Nick's been great down in the paint. He'll get it on the trail. Beats Marshall inside and lay it in. The Sonics have tied this baby at 74. 4:16 left in the third. Stoudemire screens high. Nash for 3. Oh, he zeroed it in. Nash with 19.
When they're making shots like that, you can only tip your hat and hope that they cool off in the fourth quarter. Nash has been almost perfect as well as Raja Bell.
Nash is 5 for 5. He played almost 38 minutes last night in the win over Portland. Durant trying to break free of Bell. 6 to shoot to Marshall. Shows it, drives, nice pass. Inside Wilkins at the cup, laid it in. Marshall showed some quicks there. Here's Nash circling off the Stoudemire screen. Flings it on the wing to Barbosa, running right-hander up, flutters off, rebound to Marshall. Outlet pass, Earl Watson. Durant on his left, Wilkins on the right. Collison comes down to the block, and Marshall trails, fakes the three. Plenty of time, 14 to shoot.
Well, the one thing that the Sonics haven't done is get into a three-point shooting contest with them. They've been playing at the rim. That one doesn't go for Daniel Marshall, but that's where you can hurt the Phoenix Suns.
Let's go down to the bench. Brian Davis with an update on Chris Wilcox.
Yeah, Kevin, the Sonics are going to have to go the rest of the way without Wilcox. A sprained right pinky finger will not return.
Well, the Sonics are already light up front, and so Wilcox is out.
Well, the thing about injuries is it forces you to go to the bench, and it allows that player who comes in to play with a lot more freedom. He's not taking me out. I can do some things out here.
And Marshall cans a couple of free throws very calmly. And the Sonics have their first lead of the game on Danielle Marshall's free throws. 78-77, 3:05 left in the third, and the crowd has been outstanding all night. They are full of life now. Here's Bell, another three. Raja Bell hits another. And the Suns are 14 of 18, but Bell is down and he's hurt. And the Suns come to intentionally foul as Bell is hurt after hitting the three-pointer. He slumped to the floor. Ordinarily, when a guy goes up for a shot, he may have come down on a foot. Did he come down on Durant? Looks like he might have, and he's holding the right ankle. We'll come back. We'll update you on Raja Bell from Key Arena. .250 to go here in the third. Raja Bell goes down. Snap after delivering a three-point shot that he hit. And what happened here?
Well, Durant is running out at him, and as he runs by, he accidentally steps on Durant's foot and goes down. They carried him off, and he was holding that ankle the entire time, so Bell in some pain.
He is a tough, tough cat and writhing in agony. 20 points for Raja, 6 of 6 from beyond the arc, having a terrific game tonight, and defensively doing a very, very nice job on Kevin Durant.
Well, you know what you say, make him shoot two-pointers. I mean, he's dialed in from deep. He and Steve Nash have yet to miss a three-point field goal.
And the Suns as a team are 14 of 18 out there. Sonics bringing it bounce. Watson finds a lane, but kicks it to Marshall. Good three-point shooter, not this time. It's short. Hill has it tipped away from behind by the hustling Earl Watson. 2:40 left here in the third. Watson fakes Grant Hill. Backs it out. Petro has action on the block. He wants it. Watson has other ideas. With 13 to shoot, he'll flutter one up. No. Diaw the rebound. Suns by 2, 80-78. Stoudemire comes to the top, dragging Petro with him.
What they like is that action between Nash and Stoudemire. So it's a quick pass, and then he slips the screen, but that time he never put the ball down. Jeff Green in, Kevin Durant sitting down.
21 turnovers on the Suns, 30 Sonic points off of turns.
Well, we sang that song for a week. It was all against the Sonics. So I know that PJ is really happy to see somebody else suffering the way he did.
13 to shoot, and Wilkins drops it low to Petro. Got Stoudemire on his hip. Backs in, kicks it to Wilkins, and reposts. Wilkins will try to jab step on Barbosa, but Barbosa rips it free. Nash Hamlin. Off the screen. Outside to Diaw. Marshall forces him to drive and kick. Watson forces Nash to put it on the deck. 11 to shoot. Barbosa Runs, kicks, and Hill has threes in his sights. Nope. Long rebound grabbed by Barbosa. Suns reset with a minute 29 left in the third. Green switches out on Nash. Nash will bring it out. He's going to survey and determine where the mismatch is. Nice give and go. Stoudemire to Diao. He just juggled it out of bounds.
You know, Mike D'Antoni's big concern is whether Diao is focused, and you know, he cut to the basket. Yep. So when you cut to the basket, you got to expect that the ball might come to you, and then he just kind of gave up on the play, and it goes out of bounds.
20-point advantage in points off turnovers for the Sonics. Ridnour's in. Played a terrific floor game in the first half. Wilkins opens up the left side, working Barbosa one-on-one. That one's short. Rebound deflected outside to a running, sprinting Barbosa. A burst of speed and a foul as Ridnour reached in to get it. Second on Luke. And it is the first under 2 minutes for the Sonics. Barbosa will shoot.
Barbosa played a lot of basketball, finishing the season, then going right to the Brazilian national team. They came and played in the Tournament of America. He was their leading scorer, so he's had a little break, but you would think that would affect that foot speed and quickness, but he just showed you another gear in the open court.
6'3", 188. Down his 5th year. Originally drafted by the San Antonio Spurs, but he was conveyed over to San Antonio, or to Phoenix for a future first. So his free throws have given the Suns a 4-point lead. 47 seconds to go in the third. Green on the end line. Powers up over Hill. Tipped by Petro is short. Hill the rebound. Nash is running. Barbosa steaming in diagonally right to left. Sends in a scoop reverse.
You do all of the work to get back in the ball game. Don't let it slip away here. As we go to the fourth quarter of play, it's a 6-point game.
Barbosa with 12 off the bench. Ridnour snaps off a chest pass to Wilkins, ball above the head.
Right now, the Sonics don't have the ball movement, player movement that they were having earlier. They're trying to rely on one-on-one play, and that's hurting them.
Petro was forced out by Stoudemire, missed a wild fall-away hopper. Suns hold a 6-point lead, 8 seconds left in the third. Is there anybody better in this situation than Nash Hanley? He'll fire a 3. No. Rebound tipped. Marshall with it, and that ends the third quarter play. So the Supersonics are in the game. They trail the Suns 84-78, heading to the fourth quarter of play. And the Suns will be without Raja Bell. Little singing in the rain here in Seattle. 84-78. The Phoenix Suns leading the Supersonics. I don't remember Gene Kelly doing that number like that. But
how old are you really?
Our jellies, essential ingredients.
Some of these things you remember, I'm concerned.
14 of 20, 3-point shooting for the Suns. Sonic defense, 30 points off 22 Suns turnovers. All right, what do they need to do in the fourth quarter to win this game?
Well, they just have to keep their activity up. They had a great run going for much of the second and third quarter, and at the end of the third quarter they started to stand around offensively, and that got them in trouble, and the Suns were able to run out and get a couple of quick scores and push the lead back to 6.
Amari goes right at the body of Green, missed it. Nice follow.
See, he shoots that shot to get the rebound. He's a lot like Moses Malone on that one. Okay, I haven't gone as far as I can, but I'm going to beat you back to the ball.
Amari has 17, 7 of 12 shooting. Green and Collison, Durant, Wilkins, and Ridnour to answer the bell here in the fourth. Durant's shot is short. Diao with a rebound. He's out there with Barbosa, Shaq, Amari, and Grant Hill.
So where they were good in the second and third quarter was getting in the passing lane, forcing some mistakes from the Phoenix Suns, and running out of it back to Amari.
Squeezes in between defenders, shovels up a shot, and Collison comes up limping. He may have caught a knee in the thigh.
Trying to walk it off. Collison said, I'm staying on.
Well, we're a little more than a week away from Seattle Mariners opening day baseball on FSN. In the meantime, catch live Cactus League action tomorrow night as the Imps take on the Padres. Seattle and San Diego tomorrow night at 7 on FSN. Yeah, Collison is a true competitor. This is a good ball game. He wants to stay on the deck. He's had a nice run. Stoudemire with the free throws, 4 of 7. He has 18. Suns lead 87-78. 10-0 Phoenix run. Ridnour drives, little looper, nope, Collison the follow, but Stoudemire was up top and tips the ball away to control it. Barbosa running out is Hill, 14 to shoot. Shaq trying to get to the ball side, Collison pushes him out and recovers, but that man is 325 pounds, bearing down on him. He laid it in. And the Sonics need a timeout here with a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. They trail it 89-78. Look at Shaq get his will inside.
Well, Will, he got his way. It's a lot of him to try to hold off.
Suns lead the Sonics 89-78, 10:34 to go in the fourth quarter. Earlier tonight, PJ Carlesimo said his one big key was transition defense. Our Geico quote tonight from the coach, PJ Carlesimo.
Probably transition defense, because even though it's almost like playing two different teams now when Shaquille's on the floor and when he's not on the floor. But even when he's on the floor and have that inside presence, he's defensive rebounding very well and igniting the fast break. And it may not be a five-man fast break, but it's still very potent. So transition's always going to be the big key against Phoenix.
There is Shaquille O'Neal with a defensive rebound, his 5th of the night. They've gone from a negative 5.5 rebounds a game to a positive 3.5 rebounds a game against the opponent with Shaq in the lineup. Stoudemire, nice drive. Collison does a terrific job to get a piece of that one. Ridnour, the pull-up. Got it. Well, the Sonics needed that one snapped. That halts a 12-0 Phoenix run.
More important than transition defense, you need to be able to continue to score points. And so when you have a low and they keep burning you, you find yourself down on the scoreboard. So they've got to find a way to re-energize their offense. O'Neal, they're going to call a foul against
Petro.
Petro paid the price. This is what used to happen when Shaq was being defended. He'd wear the defender out, and Petro down for a 9 count.
But Collison is in the corner and says, get up. Bends down to get him.
You know, Shaq used to get this call all the time. You know, you're just overpowering your opponent and knocking people down.
It looked like he turned into Petro and clipped him. He missed the free throw. Collison for the rebound, 91-80. Sonics the other way, 9.5 minutes to go. Kevin Durant. Checked by Grant Hill.
You know, they got to get ball movement, player movement. When they have that, then they get scores. If they start standing around and it's one and done, 6 on the clock.
Certainly not passing like they were earlier. Ridnour gets through a double team and hits a tough one on the run. Ridnour with a dozen, 5 of 8. It's one way to draw Shaq out onto the court. Shaq comes out high to screen. Diaw on the pick, terminates the dribble. Green is left inside to battle O'Neal and got a piece of the shot. Blocked it away to Petro. He threw it away to Diaw. To Shaq. Can't make the catch and out of bounds. Sonic ball. Got a little ragged out there. Suns by 9. 19 to shoot now for the Sonics. Without Raja Bell snap, Grant Hill defends Durant. But Durant's off balance.
He lost his footing. That's one of the things that's plagued him the entire season. When he makes that quick spin move, seems to have lost a little bit of his leg strength to hold him up.
Barbosa dumps it outside to Hill, and the Suns set up with 12 to shoot. 4 minutes gone by now in this game. In the fourth quarter. Shaq's pass, too much for Amari. Underthrew it. Durant runs the other way. Hill leans in. They're going to call the charge on Durant. I want to see this one because it sure looked like Grant Hill was leaning.
Durant coming full speed, and Grant Hill gets there, and he hit him right in the middle of his chest. That's why he's going to get the call, because he goes right in the middle of him. Had he been able to get a little bit of an angle, the call probably would have gone his way because Hill was still moving.
4 minutes gone by in the fourth. Suns 91, Sonics 82. Stoudemire checked by Collison. Moves to his right, hangs in the air, tough banker. Murray with 20. He's led them in scoring 4 of the last 5 games. They have won 5 in a row, 4 of them at home. The road game last night in Portland. 8-6 with Shaq. Watson on the screen. That's Jeff Green with a standstill 3. 17 for Green, and he's hit 7 of 11 from the field. 93-85, Suns by 8. Murray jammed. Ridnour had a little pop with that slender body. He knocks Stoudemire off balance. He'll shoot 2.
What the Sonics try to get back to is moving the ball. When they move the ball, they get good scoring opportunities. Green knocks this one down. And that's what got them back into the game. You know, when they do a better job of reacting defensively, and that's a big play from Jeff Green against Shaquille O'Neal.
They say Stoudemire was not shooting, so the Suns bring it in with 9 to shoot now. Barbosa was 6. Off the pick, running right-hander. Nice lob to Shaq, missed it, but look at Amari with the left hand. Tip it back up and in. Stoudemire with 22. 7 minutes left in the fourth. 10-point Suns lead. Ridnour out on top. Watson enters to Collison. He had sealed Stoudemire and a foul on Amari for the hold. That will be his 3rd.
Well, Amari quickly puts his hand up, which is better than giving Collison and 1. So the Sonics will take the ball out on the side.
First team foul on the Suns. Phoenix without Rajah Bell sprained his ankle early in the 3rd after shooting a 3. Came down on Kevin Durant's foot. He was having a terrific night. 19 points. Ridnour off the screen. Drops in another beauty. Ridnour has 3 buckets here in the fourth. 14 for the game. Sonics within 8. Nash on the screen.
What you want to do is try to keep them from getting that ball back to Amari Stoudemire on some sort of slip pick where he's going to the bucket, because that's happened. You get the whistle.
Nick was waiting for him that time. He knew he was going to bear in on the right and reached in. Boy, his body was there. He was set.
Well, again, you talk about taking advantage of Shaq out on the floor. The pick and roll will get you a shot every time. That's what they do for Ridnour. He knocks it down. And, you know, you got to have a steady diet of that. And if they're going to let Shaq back up, then you got to be able to take and make that shot. He's having a good scoring night tonight.
Stoudemire 22 points, 6 rebounds, 4 of 7 shooting from the line, and this one is off the mark. Stoudemire is a 79% free throw shooter this year.
He's had a couple of very positive free throw streaks at +30, but tonight he's iffy, and it's been every other one.
He averages about 8.5 attempts per ball game from the line. Murray and Shaq, all 12 points for Phoenix here in the fourth. 9-point lead for Phoenix. 6:16 left in this game. Green. Off to Watson on the screen. Elevated for the J. That's around and out. Hill the rebound. Collison and Petro. Green up front with Ridnour and Watson. It's been their most productive lineup tonight. Durant is on the bench. Here comes Barbosa sweeping in. Little scooper up and in.
You know, Barbosa has that knack of making shots over, under, and around his opponent. First 2 here in the fourth.
Ridnour, man, he is bumped on the shot, no whistle. Ball tipped out by O'Neal, recovered by Nick. Dribbles into his zone, missed it. Nash will slow it up. Nash with 10 assists tonight. Averaging 11 a game. He and Chris Paul came in tied in the category. Pick and pop, Stoudemire finds Barbosa. for three. And the Phoenix Suns now lead at 101-87 with 5:20 to go in the game, and the Suns have hit 15 of 21 from beyond the arc. We'll be back to see how the Sonics finish this last 5:20 in a moment here on FSN. Phoenix Suns up 14 on the strength of a Barbosa three just a moment ago. 5:20 left in this ball game. Jeff Green tonight, 17 points for the Supersonics.
Jeff Green seems to have found a rhythm at the offensive end and has been able to make some good judgments of where he wants to shoot the ball and how he wants to get it done. And then he's reacting very well defensively. So Green has had an outstanding all-round game. They just need more play. They need 5 minutes and 20 seconds of Jeff Green and company flat out.
Kevin Durant is going to step back in for Seattle. 14 points for KD and 29 minutes of work. Green has played 31 minutes. Let's go down to Jen Mueller.
Well, I've got just a quick injury update for you, Kevin, from the Suns bench. Raja Bell will not return. He badly sprained his right ankle in the third quarter. X-rays are negative, but he's going to sit the rest of this one out, guys.
Thanks, Jen. Rittenauer giving to Petro, who slipped the screen, and a foul called as he went airborne, and he'll shoot two.
Barbosa trying to reach in and strip him of the ball, gets called for his first foul of the night. So a pair of free throws for Petro.
Petro very, very active in the third quarter when the Sonics outscored the Phoenix Suns 23-20. It's the best quarter of basketball snap they have played in a long time, holding the high-powered Suns to 20 points.
No, they had a good third quarter going, had good activity, they had everybody confidence up, and they had just a one momentary stall, and that's all it takes for Phoenix, and they get back the lead, and now you're chasing them. Petro with the pair of free throws.
12-point Phoenix lead, 5:08 to go in the ball game. Sonics in the zone. Durant out on the wing to contest Hill.
You know, the key to positive basketball is ball movement, player movement. The quicker you do it, the easier it is to score. Watch out.
Murray takes a giant step into the lane. Collison, though, seals the middle, but a foul called on Nick. And it sends Stoudemire to the line. Third foul on Collison, and the Sonics are over the limit.
Well, you know, that's always been a play that they run for Murray, but what makes it even more successful for him now is he can always dump to Shaquille. So you have Shaq standing right next to the bucket, and the help goes in front of Shaq, and he's able to get the shot or he's going to get the foul.
Stoudemire has moved back, of course, to his natural position with the advent of Shaq. And playing at that 4 spot, that's a tough cover for the big guys because he is, as Steve mentioned, really improved in his mid-range game, and he is lightning quick off the dribble as well. But he missed the second free throw. The Sonics with a rebound. 13-point lead for Phoenix. Rittenauer hesitates, trying to get by O'Neal. Shaq does a nice job of moving his feet on the baseline. Outside, Watson for three. Got it. Watson for the three.
10-point game. If you can make Shaq come out like that all the time, you're going to get a good chance to score the ball.
6 Sonics in double figures. Nash off the Amari screen, gets his own. Nash has had so-so game. 21 points, 10 assists in 34 minutes. Outstanding. Watson. Brad Hill to steal. Barbosa on the line.
You know, it's a rule that's written in every locker room from the first grade all the way up to the pros. Don't leave your feet with the intention of making a pass. If you're going to leave your feet, try to get the ball in the air, but don't jump up in the air and not have any place to go with the ball.
Durant drives into the lane, wriggles one up in traffic, missed it. Hill tips it out of bounds. He was the best jump passer you ever saw. A guy who made that, was against convention and used it as part of his repertoire.
I never saw him.
Really?
I never saw it. Right. Most of the great passers, they keep their feet on the ground. I mean, occasionally they'll go up and leave their feet, but you go with Magic Johnson, John Stockton, Larry Bird, or any of these guys that Oscar Robertson were big assist guys, they didn't leave their feet a lot. And only every now and then you would find it. Nobody just consistently made their way and made themselves great in the NBA by leaving their feet and then trying to make a play.
3:38 left. In the fourth quarter, the Suns lead 106-92. Ridnour up top to Petro. Spins but kicks it outside to Luke. They have O'Neal outside, and they set it up for Watson for three. Missed it. Collison in there tips. Hill recovers. He'll hold.
Well, he saw Barbosa late. Barbosa was wide open on a flyer, and Hill didn't see him until he turned and faked the pass.
Nash spins off the screen down to the base.
So now what they want to do is use some clock on every possession, and then they come in with the flyer. O'Neal with the rebound. Watch out. Knocking people down.
Murray flushes after the buzzer. But O'Neal will go to the line for two, and a timeout call by the Phoenix Suns with 3:02 remaining in the ball game. The Suns hold a 14-point lead. Sonics basketball on FSN brought to you tonight by Lexus, the new LS, unprecedented. Visit allnewls.com. Bob White joins us from the studios at Bellevue, Washington tonight. We'll take a look at our keys and see where Bob fits in the scheme of things here. Bob's key intensity level, 30 points off turnovers, check. Attack shack, check. Steve's key, play at the rim. The Sonics have done that, 42 points in the paint. Transition defense, 22 fast break points for the Phoenix Suns. Bob, this was a much, much better Sonic effort than we saw certainly in Denver. We were wondering what kind of effort would they come back with, and they were very professional tonight in their approach to the Suns.
I thought they showed a lot of spunk, especially getting down early. Phoenix took off, and you thought, uh-oh. But they did not give up. They kept coming back and made a game of it. But, boy, when they shoot 15 for 21 from threes, doesn't really matter what you do. It's hard to stay with this team.
The Sonics have played very well with this combination of Ridnour and Watson out on the court together, Bob.
Right. Yeah, they play. They've done that, on several occasions. It creates mismatch problems for the other team. All of a sudden, you got 2 point guards. It doesn't matter who runs your pick and roll. They both like to shoot the threes. So it's a nice balance.
All right, thanks, Bob. We'll talk to you after the game. Shaq up there struggling at the line, 1 of 5. Sonics bring it the other way. They are down 14 with 2:50 to go in the game. Green's had a terrific shooting night.
They got Stoudemire off his feet and then got him to reach in on a foul. So Jeff Green will go to the line, but Jeff has played with a lot of confidence and a lot of authority tonight. So there hasn't been that confused Jeff Green at the offensive end.
17 for Green and 7 of 11 shooting and 31 minutes of work. Seattle shooting 48% from the field tonight, and from the line 16 to 21. The Suns at 56% have buried 15 of 21 from beyond the arc. And the top Phoenix Suns culprit out there, Raja Bell, 6 of 6, is injured and in the locker room. Nash has hit 5 of 6, and Barbosa's hit 3 of 6. Here is that. Trying to close the deal with 2:34 remaining. Ball tipped away. Watson fans it to Durant. He's going to break away on Stoudemire. Eases one down. Sonics within 10, 2:21 remaining.
Stoudemire said, look, kid, I know you're from USA Select, so I'm going to let you have two. Because you're not going to win the game now.
Nash pitches over to Barbosa. Streaks in right to left. Has it tipped away. He actually lost it of his own accord. Out of bounds, Sonic ball.
Bounced off his head as he tried to lean in and get it up, and some Sonic slapped it and went out of bounds.
2 minutes left. Got to get something quick. Watson on the screen.
Not only do you have to get something quick, you have to know what it is you want to get. Watson makes an adjustment but can't finish.
The ball did not move around the court. 10-point lead now. The Suns the other way. Sonics have been vulnerable to the Suns when they don't pass the basketball. They have on balance tonight, passed it very well.
They've moved the ball, they've moved the players, and they've gotten good results. And a little bit of fatigue as Nash pulls one out of his hip.
Marshall played 6 minutes. Other than that, solid 8-man rotation tonight. Collison played 36. Wilcox had a sprained index or a pinky finger on the right hand. 11 minutes he logged in. Durant with 8 seconds.
Well, Durant wanted to try to go against Amari Stoudemire, but didn't have any room. Ridnour got in, couldn't finish.
103 left. Suns 108, Sonics 96. Ridnour picks up Nash at midcourt. Phoenix Suns, winners of 45 games, came in 5th in the West tonight. Stoudemire off balance, runner up and in. Powerful move. 26 for Amari. Suns will go to 21-12 on the road, and they will win their 6th in a row. And they, like most of the other teams in the Western Conference, have a tough schedule ahead in what remains of March and April, Snap, because they're going to be playing each other.
They're going to be playing teams that are in the playoff chase, and you can change positions with a win, or you can lose positions with a loss. So every night out, they want to try to continue to play well. Ridnour gets a pair, 8.25 for Luke.
In fact, the Suns return home for a game against Houston on Saturday, then on the road to Detroit, Boston, Philly, who won tonight, by the way, defeating Denver, and New Jersey in the second of a back-to-back, and then home to finish the month on the 31st against Denver. Stoudemire runs in, ball blocked, a whistle, offensive foul on Stoudemire as Earl Watson takes the hit.
Amari said, that's my call. I get that call 90% of the time. It's a good thing this game's over. I'd be yelling at you. He got a smile on his face, so Sonics will get the ball back. 28.4 seconds left in the ball game.
Ridnour tonight, 16 points, 3 assists in 25 minutes. He had 3 steals at half. Durant goes up, lost a handle on the ball. Nash comes down with it, and that should just about do it. The Suns will dribble it out, leading 110 to 98. Suns shoot 57%. We're 15 of 21 from 3. The Sonics snap forced 27 Phoenix turnovers, 32 points off turnovers. Much better effort by the Sonics tonight.
They had a tremendous effort. They just have to learn how to be consistent and play that way through 4th quarters. They got about 3/4 of it done, and then suddenly the air got pulled out.
Let's send it down to Brian Davis in the HD Lounge.
Kevin, mid-4th quarter, PJ Carlesimo tells us guys they're down 14, but he says, we do have plenty of time. You're getting good looks, but the shots have got to fall. That was really a big issue down the stretch. The shots did not fall, but the Sonics kept themselves in this thing with spirited defense. We'll break it down as we go along on Sonics Live. Also, tell you about the Huskies and Valpo and the Mariners. The Sonics tonight forcing nearly 30 Phoenix turnovers, scoring 32 points off of 27 turns, working the transition, moving the ball. A little more than that, they might have pulled this thing in. Sonics outscored the Suns on the break. They outscored them in the paint. They wind up with 32 points off of 27 Phoenix turnovers. The Suns, though, shoot the lights out from 3 for a while. We thought they might challenge their club record of 23-pointers in a game, and as it is, the long ball helps Phoenix get out of here with a 12-point victory. Welcome back, Brian Davis on Sonics Live from the FSN HD Lounge. Downstairs to Kevin and Snapper. Fellas, the Sonics really acquitted themselves nicely after that humiliating defeat on Sunday in Denver, and they did it coming out. But really, once they got their feet under them in the second quarter, they gave Phoenix all they could handle.
Yeah, they gave up 34 in the first quarter. They gave up 64 in the first half. But how do you come back after that? They came back with some firepower and some tough defense, allowing the Suns just 20 points in the third quarter.
Well, they had good ball movement. They moved themselves. They shared the ball. They had some success. The thing against Phoenix is you have to continue to do it the entire game, and they had a little bit of a lull once they got the lead, and that allowed the Suns to get back in the ball game. Jeff Green and company played a very spirited game at the defensive end. They were reading the passing lane exceptionally well. They were reacting well to the ball. As a result, they got the Suns to turn over the ball a lot. I mean, anytime you can get 27 turnovers and then get 32 points off them to outscore your opponent in the paint, you're going to have a good game. But you look at them, And you see that the damage was done big time by Stoudemire, Nash, and Raja Bell.
X-rays were negative for everybody tonight. The pinky finger on the right hand of Chris Wilcox and the right ankle of Raja Bell. All negative, meaning those are sprains, not breaks. 6 of 6 shooting from 3 for Raja. Very good lockup defense on Kevin Durant. Suns win at 110-98 here tonight at the Key. Our next television game comes to you from the City of Angels. The Sonics taking on the Los Angeles Lakers Friday. We'll get underway with a broadcast beginning at 7 o'clock with the pregame show, and then a second of a back-to-back on Saturday when the Sonics meet the Utah Jazz. Solid effort by the Sonics against a team obviously headed to the playoffs, a team that many people think are going to make big noise and fine music.
Well, they got to have the same kind of effort against the Lakers. You know, that's a team that's going to make the playoffs. They think that they've got a big chance to win the West, so you got to come in again and try to play the spoiler role and do all of the things you did tonight, only do them better and get control of that scoreboard. The most important thing to do is have more points than the other guy when the game is over.
And those darn three-point shots tonight. Caught a team that was red hot out there that shoots 39% on the year, and they've got some terrific shooters. They are second in the league overall in team field goal percentage. That happens.
Well, it happens. They have one of those games. I mean, the thing that you want to do if you're defending is to make a team shoot from long distance. More times than not, that's a percentage shot that's going to go down. That's why you always hear 40% from 3 is a good number, and they were way over that. They were at 70 tonight, so that was the thing that kept them on the lead and bailed them out when they needed it.
That'll do it for us here courtside at Key Arena. Let's send it back to the studios now with more on those three-point shots. Brad Adam and the coach Bobby Weiss. Gentlemen.
Kevin, Snapper, thank you guys very much. It's almost not fair, Coach Weiss. We go from 168 points to Phoenix shooting lights out. The guys talked about it at halftime saying, well, just let them keep shooting. They're not going to keep making them. But they kept shooting. They kept making them.
Yeah, they did. You can't give them those shots, but it's hard not to. I mean, that's the kind they get. But I think what's happening here with Phoenix is they're kind of finally settling in to how to play with Shaq. And it was like everybody didn't want to get in each other's way when he first got there, and they didn't really know what to do. But now it looks like they're getting comfortable. The Suns, the original Suns, look like they're back to their game. They're getting the threes, they're taking them. They're not just waiting for Shaq to get down there. And everybody seems comfortable right now. Shaq feels more comfortable. He knows what his role is. He's just trying to fit in. But the run-and-gun Suns seem to be back, and it's a nice blend, and they're winning.
Yeah, 6 straight games, more from you on them, as well as the Western Conference, seeing which of the top 8 are going to make it to the postseason after tonight, because it always changes. Very volatile up there. That's right. Now, the last time the Sonics faced the purple and gold of the Lakers, they were defeated at home by 20 points. But at least they did not have to try to chase and guard Kobe Bryant for the entire game. It's because the Lakers star got himself ejected in the third quarter of that one. He was off to a nice start. Lakers were up big, and he just didn't like the call against him and just would not let the ref go. Would not stop talking about it. He got 2 technicals, and that is the automatic heave-ho. Derek Fisher could not stop him. So Kobe leaves. Didn't make a big difference because the Lakers still win by 20 in that one. You know, so far, even with the ejection, Kobe having a banner year could be an MVP for Kobe, averaging nearly 35 points a game, shooting almost 52% from the field versus the Sonics. He's not hogging the ball either, averaging 6 assists a game as well. So a well-rounded game for Mr. Bryant. Bob, you like this team? Are you ready to say they are the team to beat in the West, or do they have to get healthy first?
Well, they need to be healthy. But if they do get healthy, if they've got their 2 big men back, they will definitely be the team to beat, I think, because Kobe's playing so well. He's using his other players now more so than I've ever seen him do. And that makes all the difference in the world. If Kobe's just trying to beat you by himself, he can do it on a lot of nights. But if he's making the other players better, then they're really tough to beat, and they've strengthened themselves considerably through growth and the trade.
And Pau Gasol, one of the guys you talk about the trade, the steal from Memphis, out with a sprained ankle. Now he's going to miss a couple of games, but since he's come there, Bob, look at this team. I mean, they were good before, but 15-4 after. The points way up, the defense right there. So sharing the ball from Kobe, getting the other guys involved, you mentioned how Kobe's doing that. Does that surprise you that he's doing that, or is he just smart enough to know use these guys?
Well, I think he's so excited about another star being there, not of his caliber, but he is so happy.
Either, right?
No, he's so happy that they've made the moves they did. And the thing about a true MVP is he goes out there, and if he loses, he feels he lost the game. Because if you look at Bird or Magic or Jordan or any of those guys, they looked at the other players as they're part of my race car. This is what I've got to drive and try and win the race with. And they take it personal. I think Kobe has finally taken it personal. It's his team. He's going to make everybody else on it better, and they want to make a run for the championship.
And he wants to win that ring without Shaq. You know that. All right, Bob, thanks a lot. I said that. You're right. All right. Just moments ago, P.J. Carlesimo, head coach of the Sonics, addressed the media, and we take you there now.
If they had not been ridiculous from three, your defensive energy may well have saved you think?
Yeah, I mean, these guys have been averaging 123 the last 5 games. I mean, they are one of the best offensive teams in the league, but they're also one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. And they were exceptional. We got a lot of deflections. We got our hands on a lot of things. For most of the game, we defended their inside game pretty well, but we fouled Amari too much down the stretch. We had to make him make some shots, and we just didn't get to some of the three-point shooters. Some of them were just good offense, and the rotation wasn't there. But there were other times when we went under, we needed to go over, or we didn't recognize who it was. I mean, those 3 guys they're not good. They're exceptionally good three-point shooters. But I thought we really competed. Obviously, we were in a bind when without Weezy up front. I thought Nick and Johan and Danielle in limited minutes, I thought they gave us great effort. We probably stretched them. A couple times we got caught with some guys that were pretty fatigued on the floor, but I thought our effort was really good. We just had a bad last 3 minutes of the first half when we had 2 turnovers, and we closed the first half very poorly, and we had a bad last 2 minutes, I think, of the third quarter that just allowed them to get a little bit of space, and then we had to work too hard to get in. If we needed to stay more in touch with them than we did.
Well, as we saw tonight, as PJ was talking about, the Suns make a lot of the good play, the good pass, the three-pointer, and they also get, I don't know if it's luck the right thing, but some kind of wacky type things going on tonight, Bob, that you saw?
We saw some strange things happen tonight. One was a power forward going behind his back for a pass, and then Shaq, here's a bigger guy. Save, here comes. He goes up behind the back, and then Shaq has heard about moving without the ball, so watch him. He's going to get loose on Green. He doesn't quite have it down. He moves Green. He moves Green without the ball, but Green recovered and blocked it. And then, here's the good one. Luke is going to have...
Shaq on.
Shaq is going to play defense, but doesn't quite understand. You got to stay in front of your guy. You can't wave at him as he goes by. But a lot of fun stuff tonight.
Well, give Shaq credit. He's trying to fit in, right?
He was hustling.
And doing well tonight. All righty. Thank you very much, Bob. Well, the Mariners took on their own friends. Speaking of Bob, it's Bob Melvin and the D-backs today in Cactus League play. We've got highlights of the night game from Peoria. That's on the way. And Sonics Live is brought to you by Quest, your spirit of service. By Jack in the Box, where we don't make it until you order it. So once again, Sonics lose to the Suns tonight, 110-98. The last time they play Phoenix this year. Suns rolling. They've won 6 straight. Kevin Durant talks about the latest Sonics loss.
How close do you guys feel like you were to pulling this thing out? Because it looked pretty close.
We did. I mean, we competed, much better than we did the last couple games. We had a chance to pull it out. Unfortunately, we did. They hit some big time shots. We missed some good looks. But I feel good going to this road trip. About the team. Hopefully pull some games out.
When they shoot the 3 like they did, hit 15, the club record's 20, so they kind of got in that direction. Sometimes you just have to tip your hat to a guy.
Yeah, Raja Bell, 6 for 6, hit some tough threes, people flying at him, and Steve Nash coming on screens, knocking it down. That's always tough to guard. A guy like Amari and Shaq down there, holding down the post. So, we wanted to get him off the line. I think we did a better job of that in the second half, but the threes, they kind of hurt us.
Changes that you guys had to make in the second half, it seemed like they sped you up a little bit there in the second quarter, and then what kind of things did you have to do to build that lead again in the second half?
Well,
we knew, coming off their last game against Denver, that they were going to try to come out and play better, and they did. They come out and they play hard, and they played. We beat them 4 times this year, but they played us hard each one of those games, and we just talked about getting some energy back and taking care of the ball, not turning the ball over there in the second half, and we didn't play great in the second half, but I think we weren't as sharp offensively as we would have liked, but our defense, for the most part, we got stops, and we just kind of grinded it out, and sometimes you're going to have games like that, and those are the games that when things aren't going well and guys are hurt, you just got to find a way to win, and thankfully tonight we did.
They did that by 12. So Bob, your final thoughts, maybe not on this game, but anything else in the NBA?
The NBA in general. I think, what a great year for an NBA fan. You got tremendous races in the West. Everybody's fighting for position. You don't know who's going to be on top when it comes out. The playoffs are going to be great. And even in the East, it's very interesting because there's 4 teams fighting for that 8th spot. They're all within 2 games of each other for to make the playoffs. So just an interesting year if you are an NBA fan.
And all those teams in the East are about 15 games under 500. But hey, playoffs are playoffs.
It's still interesting.
Yeah, you're right. All right, Bob, thanks. Tomorrow night it's Mariners-Padres right here on FSN. Our coverage from Peoria starts at 6:30. Until then, have a great night, everyone. For Bob, I'm Brad. Thanks for watching.